Hey, what's up, everybody? Check out where we're at. So here at a outdoor range in Colorado, got my sketchy little target set up because I continuously forget to buy targets, especially the high vis ones, because we're sighting in the Tikka today. Got a Tikka rifle last weekend, in 300 Win Mag with a Vortex Crossfire 2 scope. So the thing is pretty legit. I think it's a 4 to 12 by 44, so it zooms in and magnifies pretty far. So just going through the little information pamphlet on the scope, it says that most people, or a lot of people, sight it in at 100 yards and go off of that. But they actually have this little graph in there that goes off if you've sighted it in for 200 yards. Each notch on the scope accounts for, 300 yards, 400 yards, 500 yards, and so on. So I think I kind of want to get it zeroed in at 200 just because the unit we're hunting for second season rifle in Colorado is a pretty wide open unit. So the likelihood of us shooting something at 100 yards, I think, is going to be pretty unrealistic. So definitely want to make sure that the rifle's ready to go to send out some pretty decent pokes. So working on it today on Wednesday morning. There's actually a lot more people here than I thought. I thought I would have this outdoor range pretty much to myself, but I sure don't. So last weekend I came out here actually because when you buy a new rifle, you gotta shoot it right away. So I actually dialed it in at 100 yards because I was a dummy and I didn't read the little pamphlet on the scope. So we shouldn't be too far off. I was dead nuts on 100 yards, like I said, last weekend. And so it should be just a matter of raising it a couple clicks. And so it shouldn't take too many shots. Last week, it was about 1.5 feet high and about half a foot left after them doing just their basic bore sighting. And that was at Shield, so it wasn't super far off, but got it dialed in about 3 or 4 shots. So pretty pumped to see what we can do at 200 yards. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's wee back there. So we'll see what we can pull off. All right, so that shot felt pretty good actually. And there's this, I think it's a part of a keg or something, right behind the target, and I heard the ding. So I think we're probably not too far off. Like I said, the shot felt good. Shooting at 200 yards to try to get it zeroed in at that range. And I don't know if you guys saw or not, but I got a nice little contractor bag box that I'm using as my gun rest, which actually felt pretty solid. It's pretty long and flat with a solid base, so it actually felt pretty good. And then I got my towel down because if anybody's ever been to a outdoor range on public land, everybody knows that there's glass and nails and screws everywhere. So not trying to get tetanus, just trying to sight in my gun. So we'll see where we landed. Well, here we are. So I'm actually a little bit high. These are some old ones. So this is at 200 yards, and that's probably I don't know, 4 or so inches high at 200. So I'm trying to tap back into my math trigonometry classes. So I know when I sighted it in at 100, it was shooting a little bit uphill, and now I'm shooting maybe just a little bit even more uphill at 200, but that should bring it down if you're shooting uphill more. So I think I need to, or I want to, have my bullets at 200, just below that mark, because like I said, we're shooting a little bit uphill. So yeah, so I think on flatter ground, it's obviously gonna not be weighted on as much with gravity versus shooting uphill. We're probably shooting like, I don't know, 20, maybe 25, 30 feet uphill over 200 yards. So I think if I have my gun sighted in at 200, just under the bullseye, we should be good. I'm dead center on the left and right, so now it's just figuring out the up and down. But yeah, I think if I can dial it in to just under the bullseye, shooting uphill, I think we should be money. I should have shot probably maybe 2 shots just to make sure I didn't like push it or pull it or whatever, or breathe weird or something. But I'm usually a pretty legit shot, so my fundamentals felt really good. The shot felt really good. Didn't feel jerky or anything. So I'm gonna shoot maybe one more time, see where it's at real quick, then make some adjustments. But let this be a lesson to you to snag some either high visibility targets or remember your optics, because raise your hand if you forgot yours this morning. So here I am walking back and forth 200 yards, but breaking in the crispies even more. So kind of like whatever, get a little exercise, a little sunlight, a little vitamin D. So let's see what we can do now. So I think I'm going to trust my instincts actually, and I'm going to dial it down a couple clicks and see where we're at. All right. Felt good about the shot again. Came down 6 clicks, which I think at 200 yards is 3 inches. I think. Can't remember. I forgot so much stuff today. I forgot the little scope book. Forgot my optics. Well, I didn't technically forget the high vis targets. Stupid. Everyone doesn't open till 9, and I wanted to beat the crowd, beat the heat, so I saved about $25 anyway, so whatever. Well, let's see where that's at. All right, I think I'm getting our height where we want it to be at. Like I said, so that was the round right there. And like I said, this is at 200 yards, maybe, I don't know, 4 inches off center. So I'm pretty pumped about the height. I did feel a little herky-jerky on that shot. Had to kind of clear my breath a couple times just to get kind of recentered. So I think I might have just anticipated that one a little bit. But yeah, I think I'm good with that on height, because like I said, I want to keep, since we're shooting a little bit uphill, I want to keep it just under the bullseye so that when we're shooting on flat, it should be pretty much perfect, especially shooting like I said, 20 or however many feet uphill. And then if I ever have the apparently privilege of shooting on an actually flat range, I can kind of get it money. But I think that would be pretty solid for 200 yards within, you know, like I said, 3-4 inches of the bullseye. I mean, that's a dead animal any day of the week. So I'm pretty pumped with my grouping, or sorry, not my grouping, where I'm at with this setting. So I'm gonna rattle off maybe 2 or 3 just to make sure we're not off on my account. So try to throw some all over that bullseye at 200 yards and call it a day. So to my amazement, I just walked up here. There's my target that I'm shooting at, and literally right up here walks a mule deer. Just right across the little saddle. Just kind of, oh, what's all this noise? I don't know. Let me just go for a little walk. Probably not the best place to be walking around there, buddy. Wow. Well, I kind of had a feeling that my grouping wasn't going to be so hot. After 2 weekends of rattling off a bunch of 300 Win Mag and then doing like 3 in a row, I started to anticipate that kick, and you can definitely see it on the target. They're a little low and left. Really not mad about that. It's hard to be mad about that. 200 yards being 3-4 inches off, and I know that my grouping is definitely off because of the just anticipating that shot for sure. I definitely catch myself leaning into it a little bit. But yeah, no, I'm pretty happy for where I'm at. Still got a solid 2 months and some change till the season starts, so I'm sure I'll be back out here again, throwing some rounds downrange just to make sure we're good to go for the season. But no, I feel really good about. Honestly, I might just leave this target out here because it's starting to get shot up. Somebody else can enjoy it. Ooh, but definitely keeping my stone that I use to try to keep the thing upright. Yeah, super happy with this rifle scope setup that I got. It didn't come with the scope, had to buy that separate. But yeah, it's the first time ever being to Shields too, and that place is like the motherland. That place is sick. They have so much relevant gear, not just like quantity of stuff. They have stuff literally around every corner that you would be like, hey, I could actually use that. Hey, I actually need more of that. Hey, this would be really nice to have, instead of just like, yeah, I don't know, maybe in the future, or maybe whatever. It's not just unnecessary stuff. It's actually really applicable stuff to not only like outdoor hunting and fishing and stuff, but just like outdoor lifestyle, really. So enough about Shields. Super happy with this rifle. I was a little nervous that it would kick really hard, being how light it is. If I remember correctly, without the scope, it's 6.3 pounds, which is about 2 to 3 pounds lighter than any of the other rifles that are, can be upwards of $1,000, $2,000. This was $749, and then the scope was $149, I think. So I'm super happy with my purchase. It was a little bit more than I wanted to spend, but it's so worth it. And I know I'm gonna have this thing for a long time. But yeah, I'll kind of show you guys some of the details of it here as soon as we get back. So yeah, Tikka T3x lite. I don't think they wanted to put the light part on there. I don't think it really matters, but 300 Win Mag, and then I got the Vortex Crossfire 2 412 by 44. Absolutely love it. Sighted it in super fast. The thing is super accurate. Really like it. Like I said, super light, super accurate. I can tell it's going to be pretty dang durable. I like the dropout mag for the rounds. That it's just kind of a personal preference of mine. And then I got this case from Shields too, this hard case, which I really like because I don't know if you know, but the Pelican ones, threw the old first light on there too. Looks actually pretty good with this color. But yeah, I really like this case. It's actually tapered, so it's a little deeper here, and then it's less deep right there for the barrel. So it actually gives it a nice snug fit all across the board. And then for traveling, it's got these TSA approved locks. I didn't even know that was a thing. I've never traveled with a rifle, so that's new to me. But it's definitely nice to know. But yeah, that's all she wrote for today, folks. Like I said, feel good about the rifle. Maybe should have taken a little more time in between shots just so I wasn't like anticipating it as much, just to get maybe a little tighter grouping. But I do feel that 4 or 5 inches off at 200 yards with a little bit of wind, I'm not mad about, like, at all. Because you got to figure also, and this isn't even trying to make excuses, but it's a reality, an elk's body would be from the top of that target to the bottom of that target, and I'm worried about being 4 inches off. So if I'm aiming at vitals, like, no doubt I'm gonna smack one. So feel really good about it. Even mule deer, feel real good about it. I'll probably shoot again maybe 2 or 3 times before the start of the season. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing more of these videos, and I might try to film our hunt. We got some OTC stuff and some draw stuff in the same unit, and so my buddy Kurt and I both have a cow tag and a bull tag, both of us. So we have 4 tags going into second rifle. So if we don't come out with some meat, I don't know what happened, but fingers crossed for that. But thanks for sticking along. Subscribe if you liked it. Like it if you liked it. Definitely, like I said, gonna be making more of these videos, trying to make them a little more quality, a little cooler editing and whatnot. So stick around, and we'll see you on the next one.